to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to order roll call, starting on my right.
Councilperson Brent Byer.
Mayor Jimmy John King.
Councilperson Craig Anderson.
Councilperson Jeremiah Older.
Councilmember Josh Arndt's absent. Approval of tonight's agenda. Anything else?
We're good. Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Approval of council meeting minutes of the regular meeting of July 12th, 2022.
I'll make the motion to approve those minutes.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Takes us to accounts payable with the additional listing. Any questions? Direct them to Finance Director Carla. Do you see anything besides like $2,000 possible?
I'm sure that's right.
Is there approves?
I'll move to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, under finance and budget, will take us to the 2022 first half budget review.
All right, you guys have the PowerPoint in your packet there. But I'll just run through real quick, just to kind of give you an overview of what we've got. So if we look at the revenue budget right now, and actually I have the first half taxes in here because it ended up being the first portion of July in here as well. So you're going to see your revenues are a little bit higher this time than what you're normally seeing because we do have the first half tax settlement in there. But right now, everything is kind of where we would expect it to be at this portion. There is no concerns with that. We are at 44% of our revenue budget, and things are moving forward as expected. And then there's more details in there if you want to go into the budget versus what the actuals are for the revenue at this point. And there's a couple of them that will kind of come in a little bit later on and trickle in towards the end of the year and some of that. As far as and then there's just another couple of charts with revenue details and all of that for you to just kind of cruise through. Looking at the first half expense analysis, everything is kind of where we would expect. Your, capital and your enterprise are lower than half, and that is because of the accruals or the planning that we do for those capital items that we then put away and plan for and move forward. Just another couple of different percentages. We are at just less than 30% of our expense budget for the year. But like I said, a lot of that has to do with those capital items that we are putting away and planning for. We also have the details in for the expenses versus the budget. And at this point, there are really no concerns in there to what we're seeing. There are a couple that may be at zero or a low rate. That's just because some of those expenses coming in the last half of the year. So, are there any questions between the revenue, the expense, or anything like that? There's nothing that jumps out at you that you guys explained.
The one area of unallocated, where we're a little bit over for what was budgeted, and being that it's unallocated, if you save anywhere else in there, it'd be key in leaving itself out, right?
Yeah, so because that's part of the general budget, so it's all the general budget all gets one, and the reason that one is over is because that's the portion where we send money to the seniors and one of the checks got written for too much is what that was my mistake on it.
Stand up.
I'm sure the senior center was not unhappy for that.
Is this an action item?
No.
Any other questions on the first half budget report? Maya?
Nope.
Thank you, Carl. That'll take us to motions, general business. First item on motions, general business tonight is a public hearing. City has initiated the vacation of a portion of Fifth Street Southeast, as this section of the street is only serving 2 parcels. After the vacation of the street, each property owner, Stewartville Care Center and C3 Capital Assistance Mobile Home Park will each receive half the street. The city will be reserving utility easement for our storm sewer. I'm gonna close the regular meeting then and open the public hearing. Public hearing's open. Want me to read the notice into the record?
Yes, please.
Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held before the City Council, Stewartville City Council on July 26, 2022 at 7 p.m. at City Hall, 105 East First Street to consider vacation of a portion of Fifth Street Southeast described below. All that part of Fifth Street Southeast is originally platted as Red Cross Avenue in Hall's Addition. According to the plat thereof on file and of record in the office of the County Recorder, Olmsted County, Minnesota, lying between Block 1 and Block 4, bounded by the easterly right-of-way line of First Avenue Southeast, originally platted as Hall Street, and the westerly right-of-way line of the former Chicago Northwestern Transportation Company Railroad right-of-way. As said right-of-way is shown on said plat of Hall's Addition, reserving onto the City of Stewartville a utility easement for all lawful public utility purposes over, under, and across that portion of the vacated Fifth Street Southeast, as described therein. All written and oral comments will be considered at this meeting. Any written comments? No written comments?
None.
Any oral comments
No.
tonight from anyone? I will close the public hearing. We're back to the general meeting. All property owners have been notified and received response, no response from C3 Capital after phone messages, emails, and mailings. However, the tennis board E5th has also since sent a note. All right, so the council action requested will be to approve a resolution 2022 the resolution vacating a portion of Fifth Street Southeast. Questions, discussion?
So Sean, right now you guys have been plowing just on the north side of the garden cottage assisted living, so that little dead end basically, that's the only part we're getting rid of. You guys already plowed the other part of Fifth Street, I think?
It ran north and south that tied into the east end of that previously. It became a hassle because one of the tenants down there didn't like cars turning around and didn't like plowing, so he put a fence up at the end, which made it difficult with the cars parked there and nowhere to get around and turn around and stuff like that. It's become a nuisance because of that, so we figured it just benefited the two properties.
Who plows the other way at First Avenue, like at the north of the kind of 2 roads that serve that trailer park area?
The trailer park does.
They do, but
I believe, I mean, I don't.
well, you guys don't.
We do not.
Oh, all right.
That was also, I believe, vacated where that went.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion.
We'll make a motion to approve the vacation of that street.
We have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Next, under general business, will be proposed Frisbee golf rental fees. The park board is recommending a rental fee for the Frisbee golf tournaments. Staff met with Scott, who organized the Summerfest tournament, and discussed the need for a fee. When tournaments are held, there are additional costs for garbage and time to clean up the park. Staff is recommending that Frisbee golf tournament fees be set at $3 per golfer to help offset these costs. Tournaments will need to be registered at City Hall so the public can be notified of dates and times that the course will be available for their use. Tournaments will be scheduled one or less per month. Council action requested to approve or deny setting the Frisbee golf tournament fee to $3 per golfer and requiring registration of tournaments. Discussion?
So, does anybody have the answer to like how many, does it get used a lot? Is that why they only have one tournament a month?
It does get used a lot, but they kind of go around to different places to do tournaments,
Okay.
so that's part of the reason.
I was just curious because I was just wondering if this guy that organizes them, if he'd organized one for Summerfest, well then it just so happened that something they had on their regular circuit came through the same month. Would you have to say no to that because we said you could only do one?
No, they're just saying right now it's like one or
Just to
less
see how
a
it
month,
goes.
just to see how it goes, because they go to a lot of different places. And there's a lot more that's going on with this. So Scott, who's working with it, he's looking at doing, getting some sponsors, doing some upgrades to the course, working with Sean to do a bunch of that. So there is money and time being put back into it. He chooses to want to help with that, but this would just is a small fee that will then help offset, because they are, they've got money coming in from this, from the tournaments, and what they're trying to do is increase the ability to have more people there and to, maybe possibly in the future do more tournaments, a bigger circuit tournaments, so they can be licensed or however they need to be with some of this.
We do the same thing for softball and volleyball. It's just different rates of what we charge. When he has a tournament, he gets around up to 100 people. He had 70-some, 75 or 76 for the 4th of July one. And if you go out there, that place is packed. And it does generate, the garbages are all full and everything when they're done, and there's a cost of getting rid of all the garbage that's generated and whatnot. So it was just treating them fairly like as we do the volleyball and softball.
Any other questions or? Hearing none, I look for a motion.
I'll move to approve the new fee.
Motion to approve the fees and registration for tournaments. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. That takes us out of motions and general business and takes us to mayor, staff, and consultant reports. Tonight, mayor's report. City would like to send their sympathies to the families of Robert Bourne, Mary Helen, J. Trace, Gloria Ashford, Becca Kahn, Enid Sursley, and Hazel Thorpe. And if you're looking for some fun to have yet, you've got a lot of summer left, but the Stewartville Area Community Foundation is hosting their 3rd annual golf tournament on August 6th. And then the American Legion Golf Tournament is August 20th. So there's a couple good ones, local ones to support and get involved in. And the Wednesday night concert series will be over tomorrow night, will be the last one. So if you haven't been to one, try and get there. They've been a great hit all summer long. Once again, Lexi has done a fantastic job. She hit a grand slam again. And sorry to say, tomorrow night after the concert will be Lexi's last day with us here. We're all going to miss you, and hope you come back and visit us on Lexi. You've done a fantastic job while you've been here. So give her a round of applause. She will also make her stand up and give a little speech.
I don't think that's gonna go over.
Thanks, Lex.
Thank you.
That's all I got. City administrator's report.
Short report, your packet, a couple of meetings there. Comp plan steering committee is voting in on the draft of the whole thing. And so we'll start some public input again as that keeps wrapping up. And then following that, once that report is done and we've updated that, we will be going into an update of our zoning ordinance to see if anything needs to be updated there. That'll probably be a project starting later in the year and into the first part of next year. Then we had a great meeting with High Forest Township as part of the comp plan work, and then as part of our renewal to the orderly annexation agreement. We met with their officials and talked about the future expansion of Stewartville. And they were agreeable to what we've laid out or proposed, and it was a great meeting where we also talked about maintenance of our joint kind of shared roads, and that seemed to go well too. So we're gonna keep working with them and stay on a good working relationship with them as well. And then last thing was just a county meeting with their legislative analyst, or is like a lobbyist for the county. But the county's agreed to let us cities use that person too, and it'll be more so when the legislature is in session. And then if we've got issues, they'll help us lobby for those. So I had a chance to meet with her to go over some of our projects or future projects that we hope to look for either state help or county help on. So that should do it.
All right, any questions?
Election, not election, due to the election, our meeting, your next meeting is gonna be on Monday, not Tuesday. So,
All right,
sorry.
thanks, Bill. Any other questions for the administrator? All right, thank you, Bill, for your report and all your hard work. On to Finance Director Carla's report.
You guys got the first half budget of 2022, and we are looking at the 2023 preliminary budget. I sent you all a meeting invitation for the budget workshop for Tuesday, August 23rd at 5:30 here at City Hall before the regular scheduled meeting.
All right, any questions for Carla? No, hearing none, thank you, Carla. Biggest Public Works Director's report.
Middle and last week, so I didn't get a report in, but a couple of things we've been working on are the alley has started over by the high school. They've got the blacktop removed off it. It's a work in progress as they go through that, so they plan on being done with that within 3 weeks. Next thing is we've been painting the light poles in the residential neighborhoods that have just starting to flake and look bad and just eyesores. So they've been going around grinding on those and repainting. The other thing was the chip sealing was done this last week. While I was gone, they came in and wiped that out in one day. That's a quick, easy process. We always end up with Pearson's, they're always the cheapest bidder, and they are very professional and get in and do a great job. So, and then the one thing I would like to mention is we talked to Public Works today. We talked about doing a little get together for everyone to get to meet all the new guys. And we picked August 17th for anyone that wants to. We're gonna do it like at 6 o'clock in the evening. I will send an email out to everybody and see who's all interested in coming out there. This way it gives, we've had so many new guys this last year, it gives them a chance to meet everybody because they don't know a lot. So I think it's a good opportunity to do that, and I'll have it at my place out on the patio, and Public Works will supply some stuff to eat. So, but I'll send an email out, clearing everything up on that.
All right. Any questions for Sean? Any other problems besides what we had downstairs from all the rain?
What's that?
Any other problems from all the rain besides what we had downstairs?
No.
Nothing else? Good. Tell the guys are all doing a good job. Things are looking really good. City Engineers report?
We did have our public open house for the 2023 CIP project last week.
Oh, that's right.
We had quite a few people show up. Comments for and against sidewalks still, and I don't think it's ever gonna change. So, for the most part, people just saw not too many comments of what anything needed to be changed, and they left. So, with that, we will be looking to approve the final plans at the end of August, and then submit them to MnDOT for review. So,
Have you heard when they might start on the alley back here?
mid-August.
Mid-August, right? Good.
So it could be earlier. They said about for sure August 15th. I
Oh,
believe it
really?
was.
He gave a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Min Energy is doing some of the work right now on the gas line.
See that.
And actually then with them, they found a power line that they didn't know about, so.
Really? Any other questions for the engineer? No, it was not a big group, but a group of people showed up that night. They were all requesting the presence of the rest of the council. They're sick of me. So they were wondering where all the rest of the council was that night. The only one I had an excuse for was Craig. I said he was out of town. I knew that.
Almost didn't make it back.
They would like to talk to you. So, anything else for Jenna? All right, thank you, Jenna. Library Director Nate, you got a report?
Robot versus dinosaur chess kit.
It's happening. Yes, it is happening. This is like the Heaven's Gate of kids, but it is happening. And yeah, next week, very excited about that one. Also, since I've submitted my report, a couple of things have come up. On August 13th, the library's gonna be closed. That's a Saturday. We're getting our carpets cleaned for the first time since March of 2020, I think. And Saturdays are typically our slowest day of the year, our slowest day of the week during summer, so it made a lot of sense. And we are in the middle of 5 days of magic at the library. We have a different magic kit each day. Monday was card tricks, all of those have been claimed. Today was coin tricks, 67 of the 100 of those have been claimed. Tomorrow is rope and ring magic, Thursday is handkerchief magic tricks, and my personal favorite Friday is mentalism and spoon bending.
Yeah, a couple of us that don't know.
I ain't gonna touch that one. Any questions for the library director?
Picture spotted cow involved somewhere.
Friday at 5.
All right, thank you, Nate. Summer so far. All right,
Hey,
yeah,
Nate, mention that story time, that huge turnout we had.
Oh, yeah, we're consistently getting, between, like today, we just had another 48 kids at story time this morning. We're just packing them in. It's just been a huge hit and,
is that story time with Miss Bambi?
yep, she was, yeah, and I filled in for her too. We're different, but, you know.
What's your pseudo name? Mr. Bambi? Or
Yeah, I tend to be Nate the librarian, we do a lot more jumping around when I do it, but yeah, and she's really good, I'm really practiced.
All right. When's the next one of those?
Story time's every Tuesday at 10:45 a.m.
Yeah, pop in for that.
I really hope you do. Yeah, I think you'll have a lot of fun.
All right. Any other questions? Thanks, Nate.
Yeah.
No fire chief tonight, no pool director report tonight, but the pool's been plenty busy, I see that whenever I go by there.
Had the first swim meet there too.
Oh, was that right, last night?
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
good.
for the season.
That'll take us into committee, commission, and board reports. Chamber of Commerce, no report tonight. EDA, HRA, we'll have last Tuesday.
Yeah, I wasn't there last week, so.
We got to meet our new
Cedar. Yep.
CETA person taking over for Lexi, Sandra Breeze. Finance,
Nothing.
library,
Nothing.
park board.
Nothing.
How come everything you own, there's nothing? Personnel,
Nothing.
coming up, we got stuff, big stuff coming up. Planning, zoning. Anything coming up on that show? Public safety. You guys got anything?
I don't have anything earth-shattering for you, except that I wanted to reassure the city that patrol sergeants were advised of that concern about lack of patrol. I brought that up to you about lack of patrol presence in the Southern Hills. So that came down from the sheriff, chief deputy, and our patrol captain. It's sergeant's responsibility to be sure that that's correct. So we're working very hard on monitoring uncommitted patrol time to ensure that that's stepped up.
Thank you.
I do have one quick question about any areas that the councilor, administrator, of the city have. We've got 2 speed trailers. Again, I don't know if Jason Owen brought that up to you, but we have 2 new speed trailers, radar signs. They're fairly sophisticated, I'm just learning how to run them. Are there any areas in the city that you guys could give me suggestions I could work with one of my other deputies about placing those around town periodically? I mean, we have our ideas, but.
What are some of your ideas?
Well, Main Street would be nice, but see, these trailers are not as easy as that small sign that can be attached to like a parking sign or something. So that could be problematic, and so that's where that kind of is what brought it to my mind to ask if there's places you guys can think of to help me in determining where they're about as wide as, an SUV, so it's hard to put them along the 4-lane road like Main.
Right. Fifth Avenue a lot of times is a good one to put them on. Long stretch of Fifth between Bonner and Highway 30.
Right.
Because they get rolling pretty good in there.
I think on 6th Street between Bonner and Broadway, did people fly through there?
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea once in a while too.
I was thinking about the high school too, 6th Avenue.
Once school starts, 3rd Street. We can sit.
Yeah, we'll sit down.
They'll give you a list.
Since we're gearing up to slow down, 10th Street, barricade
Yes,
school.
yes.
When the school year starts, we'll probably try to experiment with that one out there too.
Yeah, just an email list of a few ideas would be terrific. I can share that with Thompson.
Will and Cheryl can get that off too, yeah, that's, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Public Works? Ready?
Final report,
Roll call.
how we meet tomorrow.
Transit Advisory Committee is not present tonight. Communications, nothing under there. That'll take us to the open mic.
I'll make a motion to
No,
adjourn.
no, somebody wants to talk.
Oh, I'm
City
sorry.
Council. City Council.
I usually wait, but I didn't even pay attention to it.
Welcomes and encourages participation from community members. Please keep in mind that your comments must be pertinent to city business, must adhere to data privacy rules. No employee's name may be used. Please do not expect action from the council this evening regarding your concerns. We would also request that your comments be limited to 4 minutes. Speakers be recognized